Well, I have about, and I've been misquoted on this, I have around 900 documents from my career in the military. Mm. I took about 200 of them to Laughlin, to the IUFOC, showed them to their staff, showed them to the BBC, the Germans. I'd walk them through the documents and, verify I had credibility. I also took them to MUFON in 99 and Burbank, which is Hollywood area, to prove my credibility. And the last presentation I gave was, I think, 2000, was in Sacramento. So I was always very upfront with my documents because I thought it was very important that all these people that came before me that was supposedly military never showed one document.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of hundred that I carried with me when I traveled to give presentations. So that was a key point to me, and it still is
yeah.
You got to have some proof of credibility. I mean,
yes,
you can make up that you worked anywhere on anything, but you've got to have pay stubs, you've got to have documents, you've got to have annual reviews. I mean, there's so many different types of documents, and the government documents everything.
Yeah.
So to say you don't have any documents or the government wiped your records is just asinine.
Yeah.
But obviously they were very curious about my documents because not only was our hotel room broken into in Laughlin, we were out with a chief friend of mine who was still in the Air Force after I retired. He was working at Kelly Air Force Base, and his wife. And we'd been out dancing, the four of us. And when we got home, I had a fairly large home near SeaWorld in San Antonio. And it had these iron bars and iron gate, security bars, a security gate, which is not uncommon in the South because, there's a lot of break-ins. But the front iron gate was open, and the front door was cracked open. So I asked Rebecca and his wife, I said, y'all wait here a second. And then, so I go in the house thinking, maybe there's somebody still in there. So nothing in the house was disturbed, but I had a study and Rebecca had a study where our computers and our files and our books were in. And all the drawers and file cabinets were open. There were folders strewn about. There were diskettes back when we had the 3.5 or 3.5 inch diskettes.
Yep.
Strewn about. So, I mean, it's like somebody was looking to see, I think they were looking to see if I had anything classified so they could arrest me.
Yeah.
But I got rid of anything I had that was classified before I went to the IUFOC because I knew that, I was putting my ass on the line.
Yeah.
And then after that, I mean, we had threatening phone calls, we had threatening emails. The last major incident we had is I had a brand new Cadillac DeVille, and I kept my 9mm Taurus service revolver under the seat. And it had my radar detector, which is worth $400 about at the time. I used to keep about $50 to $100 hidden in the car, in case I lost my wallet or something. I could get home if somewhere. But again, the only thing that was disturbed, I had a trifold of these 3-inch computer disks under the back of the passenger seat. And they're all strewn around the back seat. Like somebody had maybe taken a laptop or something and scanned them or copied them. I don't have a clue. But the window was broke in, and nothing else was touched. There was nothing stolen. So, I mean, we went through a lot of strange stuff, and that's pretty much why when we left San Antonio and I dropped out for 10 years, my poor wife was very paranoid and afraid something was going to happen to us. And so we just we moved out in the middle of nowhere, and I dropped out for 10 years. When we finally got the opportunity to get out of San Antonio and get away from all the harassment, we literally packed our bags, dropped out. First few years I was up here in the middle of nowhere, Texas, that I didn't even have a computer hooked up. And I did a lot of carpentry and woodworking and helped build things and repair things on the different ranches. And so I just didn't contribute and didn't really want to because of the things that had happened in the past. And at some point, about 4 years ago, I got back on and I saw this trash about people saying, some people say, no, he wasn't in the Air Force, he was in the Army, or he couldn't have done this in the Air Force, or where's this proof? And then I started releasing documents, and part of the 900 I had, the subset of 200 that I took with me to different presentations and groups so I could verify my credibility. I started releasing documents and pictures so that people would know that at least I had the credibility as far as training, reviews from generals, clearances. I had all the different aspects of what a person in the military would need in order to be picked to be on top secret black programs. I mean, they don't take average people. They don't take people that don't know diverse systems. They don't take people that don't know their science or electronics, for example. And they only take people that's had the highest recommendations or command level positions. And from about 81 to 87, when I was the liaison, Air Force liaison to industry, I had nothing but accolades from generals.
Yeah.
So I was reestablishing my credibility and showing people many, many things that had never been revealed, even though the Channel 4 on the Riddle of the Skies did have all that information. They decided at some point to basically cut down almost 6 hours of interviews down to just a few minutes on the Riddle of the Skies. So, and then I was seeing things that if my kids or grandkids and would eventually read or see that were so slanderous and libelous that I felt like, I owed it to my family to get out there and defend myself.
Right.
And that's what I've been doing since then, is trying to show people that I do have credibility and I'm willing to work with anybody.
And of course, I mean, this again is part of the story how we eventually came into contact, because I'd done a presentation about anti-gravity research and technology, which I'd come across having got back into the Disclosure project, and I'd actually got a clip of you in the Channel 4 documentary, which I showed in my presentation. And I'd not met you then, and from what I'd read on the internet, I knew that in around about 2001, you'd kind of retired, as it were, or gone into hiding, or whatever expression you care to use. So, and then I think it was in 2009, I came across this alien scientist character, because he was posting videos about 9/11, which we're not really going to discuss here, but people can probably know me for talking about 9/11, and so I'd seen the videos that alien scientists were posted about 9/11, and I wasn't really very happy with what he'd done. So then I saw that you had also, I think, there was a video of you on his channel, and I was puzzled because I wondered where he'd got this video from, which was the presentation we talked about in the 1998 presentation. And I was also interested because alien scientist had the Eugene Podkletnov video that came a bit later, and he had a couple of others, and he even reposted the presentation that I made on my computer in 2004. Just I was sat in front of my computer and did it And he'd even reposted that, and he's still on his channel. Well, at least we're recording this in January 2014. It's still on his channel now. So again, I was intrigued by all of these things, so I ended up writing to you through your YouTube channel, and that's how we came into contact. So I just wondered how it was that you sort of got in touch with this Jeremy Riss character initially.
Well, I believe he contacted me through a friend. When he started his YouTube channel, I sent him copious amounts of documents and pictures and huge amount of slides of different aircraft and vehicles. And I was really supportive of him and tried to contribute as much as I could, because I felt like at the time he was trying to get the truth out there.
Yeah, and he was getting a lot of hits on his channel, wasn't he? I mean, I know that he had quite a few thousands of subscribers and stuff. So,
yeah, I think at one time he had like 40,000 subscribers and hundreds of thousands of hits, and I'm sure he made some good profit off the YouTube. Well, I didn't have a problem with that because I wasn't selling anything, and haven't really been selling anything for many years.
I mean,
I helped him establish his forum.
Yeah, and there's a lot of your material still on his website as we record this. As I say, January 2014 we're doing this, and as we speak, there's a lot of your material on there, isn't there? And I was looking today, and I noticed that he's edited some of the pages, and went into the Internet Archive and looked at the older versions, and I think your biography page has put a load of trash on there now, along with your original page, so it's really sad to see this going on, particularly when you reached out to help him and so on. It's really quite distressing.
Well, we basically, and I'm as much at fault for what happened at first than he was. I was very adamant and complaining about, and sent out some angry texts and emails that he wasn't maintaining the forum, and I had brought people on the forum. I'd chosen all the administrators and moderators, and we had tens of thousands of posts. And I mean, it was a very reputable forum dealing with science and esoteric science and military technology, UFOs. He's actually destroyed his own credibility by attacking me, because for all those years he supported me, and he made all his money off videos related to Ed Fouche, my career, the TR-3B, the flying triangle, the magnetic field disruptor, gravity, anti-gravity, mercury-based propulsion. I worked with him all those years and was happy that he made money off of it.
I think it's just an exercise. We discussed this a little bit before we were recording, and he's just creating a lot of noise to confuse the picture, I think. And that was certainly one of the things that he's doing, because, as you say, he doesn't seem to care, certainly because of specific details in some of his 9/11 videos. I mean, I don't think I should go into that here, but because I've basically written about that elsewhere. So I do think he's, at least for 9/11, he is specifically putting out this information with specific components to it for 9/11. I don't know about the other stuff he's done, but certainly I would say it's true for 9/11 from my own knowledge and experience. So that's it's a pretty sad tale, and how that he should have turned on you, which is what he's done.